All right, all right, all right. Let's get it started. It's one of these buttons over here. There we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be in your part of the world.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It is so good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today, oh my goodness, we're getting started hot
Napalm
today.
Codes just resubscribed for 34 months. Welcome back from St. Jude.
Thank you
Let's
so
write
much.
some code.
I'm not sure we're going to get into too much code today. A PowerShell Freak also with the resub.
PowerShell_Freak just resubscribed for 63 months.
Thank you so much. 63 months with us. My goodness, thank you so much for that support. And yeah, we're going to be pivoting here in the next few days. My goodness, more?
PowerShell_Freak just gifted 5 subs.
5 gift subs into the channel. Big hype train started already. Thank you so much for that.
Robson Previeto just
Robson,
resubscribed for 12 months. Good
a
morning,
year with
Fritz.
us. Thank you so much, Robson. Hello, good morning to you. Why, you flatter me, chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me put a big congrats out there to Mist, Big Picture Seer, Anonymous 1221, Stack 1977, and Blue Jay Moving. Congratulations, you got gift subscriptions today. Thank you so much. PowerShell Freak with the gift subs into the channel. That is very kind. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for getting us started. Yeah, it's been a crazy week, and it's only going to get crazier for the next 2 days, because today and tomorrow we have .NET Conf. This is one of our focus events. This is the .NET Conf Focus on Modernization event that we're doing for the next 2 days. We're going to have, we broke this up instead of one long day. We set it up as 2 half days, so that for folks who maybe you're working at an enterprise, maybe you're working at a government agency, we know you're not going to be able to stick around and watch a full day of content. So we thought it might be a little bit easier if we broke it into 2 half days, so that you could spend an hour or two here on day 1, an hour or 2 on day 2, without losing too much time on your regular work schedule, to be able to check in and learn more about modernizing your application. So that's going on. And that's why we're going to be ending a little bit early today, because I've got to get over. I'm hosting .NET Conf along with our good friend Javier Lozano. So I've got to be ready for all of that. Let me catch up with chat. Thank you so much. Look, we're right here. We're broadcasting live on Twitch and YouTube. You can catch us on both locations. Good morning, Napalm Codes. Mythin with the first subscription up there. 43 months. Thank you so much for that. It is a short stream today, yeah. We'll be back to a full-length stream on Thursday, and then we'll talk about what's going to be happening next week and the weeks ahead. But yes, I was at St. Jude last week. Well, let me finish greeting everybody, and we'll talk more about St. Jude. Robson with the resub. Dr. Cox, hello to you. Eldorian, hey, good to see you. You finally got permission from work this week for the VS Live event in Orlando. Very cool. Congratulations on that. Is it Ashraf over on YouTube? Good day to you in Jordan. Thank you so much for tuning in. I don't have the map running today. This isn't going to be a very long stream. We're not going to get into too much today, but I want to catch up. I want to talk to you out there, because I've got some fun ideas. I've got some things that I want to talk about and set you up and discuss what's coming in the weeks ahead. So we're going to continue working on SharpSite. There's so much more that we're going to be doing on SharpSite. I know I've been away from it for a week or so. We're going to be diving back in and doing more work on SharpSite. I still have to upgrade Aspirify.net to .NET Aspire 9.2. That's coming. That's not something that I might do on stream, just because it's actually upgraded. I need to make sure that it'll deploy properly. So I've got to finish getting through that process. That's probably not going to be fun to watch on stream. If anything, I might set it up so that it uses the new publish capabilities built into .NET Aspire. I don't know. I might use the existing scripts that I've already got written and work with those. I'm going to reach out to our friend David Fowler and see what we can do with that. Necromance Tag Zap. We're going to be bringing Tag Zap back. There's lots more that we're going to be doing with Tag Zap. I want to get Tags app connected to Discord. I want to add our map feature into Tags app. I want to add polling capabilities into Tags app. And I want to finish getting Tags app working with .NET Aspire. So there's a bunch that's happening there also, and we want to get that done for the fall .NET Conf event. So there's going to be a little bit of bouncing back and forth working on that. I have some code that I'm finishing for Charlie so that Charlie's ready to go for the month of May. May is St. Jude Play Live month. You're going to see folks all over Twitch, folks on YouTube that are going to be raising money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. You hear me talk about this amazing charity every year. They help fight childhood-borne diseases, including cancer, all kinds of cancers, especially leukemia, bubble boy disease. They found a cure for bubble boy disease, right? For those of you that don't know what that was, didn't see what that was a disease where children's immune systems just didn't work. Like literally, child was born and the immune system would not fight anything. So it's called bubble boy because we literally had to put kids in protective containers.
Space Shot
with the resub.
Subscribed for 69 months.
69 months. Thank you so much. My goodness. At tier 2, thank you for that support. Really appreciate it, Space Shot. So kids would be born with no immune systems, and we'd have to place them in a protective container in a bubble, effectively, and they found a cure for this to jumpstart and reactivate these kids' immune systems so they can socialize, so they can touch other humans, and so on and so forth. Really great stuff. The folks at St. Jude tested, evaluated COVID vaccines for kids, for adults. So if you received a COVID vaccine, it was tested and evaluated at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Okay, so an amazing group that does all of their work at no charge to their patients. They donate and literally the equivalent of open sourcing all of their medical research. They give it away so that we as a society can benefit from the great work that they're doing. Okay, the hospital was opened back in the 1960s. Tremendous history there. Lots of folks support this, and we're going to be doing some fundraising with some fun milestones, goals, and you're going to be able to troll me for small donations to St. Jude. I'm going to set up so that, and give me a second. Let me start some music here in the background, and I need to pause and get my wits about me. I'm going to start with the synthwave playlist here today while we're talking and having a good time together. Let's yeah, this sounds fun. Synthwave go burr. This is music that's DMCA free, royalty free. Listen to it wherever you'd like. Big thanks to Harris Heller and his team of creators at streambeats.com for their efforts to create this music that we're listening to today. So what we're going to do, I'm going to come back to chat here in a minute. So I'm going to set up so that you can troll me while we're coding. I have some other things that we'll have out there for different things to donate and do. Various trolling, various things that we may want to do. I'm thinking about bringing back the sticker pack, but what we're going to do among them is I'm going to add a small donation will require me to use Copilot only. No typing in the text editor. Copilot only for a certain amount of time. And there'll be another donation that will force me to go voice only. No hands-on keyboard for a certain amount of time. And we'll be able to combine those to troll the way that I'm writing code and teaching on stream. So there's a handful of other ideas like that you'll be able to troll and make donations, and we're going to set up some other things as well. I've had ideas about doing t-shirts for a while, some other things that you'll be able to make a contribution and get some sort of a gift or piece of swag in return. That's coming up. I'm working on that. That will start in May. So next Thursday, we'll do the kickoff for our St. Jude fundraiser. And I'm going to be doing streams as much as possible every day. There's a couple weekends where I won't be able to stream, and I'll try to stream from Microsoft Build later in May. So all of that's coming up. Lots more details I'll have posted in the Discord. Going back to chat here, Frizdiskin asks, saw a message in Discord about Power BI. Help me out here. Power BI. Where did you see the message so I can make sure I don't have that queued up? Let me know. Pretty famous case of this when you were a kid being in the news. Yes, Bubble Boy. St. Jude campus down the street from where you grew up. It's an amazing organization. Yes. Coding Bandit is here. Hello there. How you doing there, Carrie? Looking forward to seeing me soon. Yes. So May 2nd is Stir Trek in Columbus, Ohio. I'll be delivering 2 sessions in Columbus. It's a fantastic event at a movie theater. I'm staying at a hotel nearby, but at the movie theater, you have a full day of conference sessions, and then you have a free ticket to see the movie Marvel's Thunderbolts that evening. Everybody gets to go see it for free. I don't know if there's popcorn and refreshments included, but I'm looking forward to that event. Always a fun time. I'll be giving talks there on building and deploying your .NET Aspire application and building reusable components for Blazor. So I've got 2 sessions. They're both in the morning. And we'll see how the day goes. Let's see. If an example is needed, our use cases, the Power BI is used to create dashboards. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you give me a link to that? I don't know where that's from. I need some help with that. McNets with the resub.
20 months. Who knows how the day goes? Janice Q7 just resubscribed
another
for 32
resub.
months.
Thank you so much. Okay, here, I found it from March 24th. Open telemetry with Power BI. I do not have that on my to-do list. But let me yeah, let me take that as a to-do, as a requested sample. That's going to take a little bit of work to get set up. But I feel like that's doable. So, how you doing there, Eric? Good to see you. There was a satirical movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. Yes, about Bubble Boy Syndrome. Yes. You saw a bunch of stuff that came out for VS Code with GitHub Copilot. That's right. Last week was GitHub. I'm sorry, Visual Studio Code Agent Day. I forget what they called it. And they're talking about the new agent modes that are available in VS Code that are going to help you write more code faster, talk to the AI, and get more usable results, and also shape those results a little bit more closely to what it is that you need. It's really good. Popcorn and refreshments included at Stir Trek. Fantastic. Yeah, agent mode with MCP. MCP isn't doing anything for me yet. I think there's more to come. I need to spend some time with it. I was at St. Jude last week. I was not paying too much attention and tinkering with stuff there. So yeah, thank you, Frizz Diskin. Yep. So I can share with you. I don't have to hide this or beat around the bush. I mean, I can come right out and say this. We can go to the build website. Now, I do have the fade turned on. That's fine. The future is yours at Microsoft Build. I keep asking to be considered for voiceovers at Microsoft, and I feel like I'm not talking to the right people. If we go into the list of sessions, we look at the session catalog, and we do a search on sessions. We just search for Fritz. I don't know if you know this guy, Fritz. I specifically went in and changed my name. So if you search for C# Fritz, you'll find me. And there are two sessions that I am teaching. One is a lab, integrating and enhancing applications with .NET Aspire. I'll be teaching that with our friend Damian Edwards. This is a technical lab that I'll be teaching in person in Seattle, showing folks how to migrate. Not migrate's the wrong word. How to add .NET Aspire to your application system.
Coding Bandit just resubscribed for 76 months.
76.
Why did
Gary.
the LLM get kicked out of the party?
Why?
Because it couldn't stop completing everyone's sentences.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Carrie. Really appreciate the resub. That is amazing. 76 months. Thank you so much. Happy Thursday, Frozen Fusion. Greetings to you, C# Titan in Australia. In a world with software running on virtually every device, an entire planet looks for a language to tame the insanity. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That was a tier 3, Carrie. Thank you so much. Apricot, greetings to you in Ukraine. You'll be my writer for voiceovers. Let's do it. Let's do it. Our friend Junie Von Esch. I keep taunting her with voiceovers. Like, she says something goofy or funny on stream, and then I taunt her by recording a voiceover on the spot, not even thinking or planning it too much. Just read something and record it and send it over. Hold that thought, Robson. Hold that thought. The other session that I'm going to be delivering, this is a demo session. This is a 15-minute demo where I'm going to be teaching, it will be recorded, it will be available afterwards. I'm going to teach you how to use Playwright with .NET Aspire. That's going to be a lot of fun. You've seen me do that live on this stream. We're going to get it really polished and show a demo as part of that.
Chuck Beasley just resubscribed for 32 months.
Chuck with 32 months. Thank you so much for that support. My goodness, the subscriptions are coming in fast and furious today. We are at 93 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 100 to raise the match percentage that Twitch pays here. Harish, hello. So, seventh group, let me come back to you in just a second. So the demo session will be recorded, will be available afterwards, and quite frankly, you've seen me do this live on this stream, so I'm not too concerned about that. But this one, the lab session, this we're going to set up, and we'll have a milestone in our St. Jude delivery. This is only a 75-minute snapshot of a larger lab to teach you all about .NET Aspire. We'll set up a milestone, and when we hit that milestone, I will teach the full 10-hour workshop for this and show it to you live and answer all questions. You've seen how I do workshops live on this channel. We will do a full, it's 8 to 10 hours, and I've been adding more content to it. We will do that live on this channel in, it's either going to be June or July. It might be June, because I'm going to have another milestone where I have another 8 to 10 hour AI workshop for .NET developers that I will have available for us to teach in July. We hit those St. Jude milestones, and I will teach these full-day workshops live on channel for you, your friends, your families, your pets. Anybody is able to tune in, follow along. All the material will be provided to you free. You don't have to pay a thing. I just ask that you make that we collect and meet some milestones for charity donations to St. Jude, and we will host those workshops live on channel. They'll be recorded and available on YouTube afterwards. Additionally, in May, the program manager, the lead program manager, the product owner for .NET Aspire, Maddie Montequilla, she wants to join us to work on a new application that she's been designing and building. I'm not going to give it away. I don't want to give it away, but she's going to join us and do a little bit of pair programming in May here live on the channel. So that's coming up as well. We're going to have that. Carl Franklin, Richard Campbell, Scott Hanselman, they've all agreed to join at some point here. I'm going to get them scheduled, and we'll have them dialed in for the event as well. Lots going on. It's going to be an exciting next 6 weeks here on the channel. All right. Let me catch up here with chat. Starting with 7 Group here with a comment. My company is pushing AI hard enough that it's annoying. Before I read further, I agree with you when you see a new technology and a company, a vendor starts pushing that new technology trend hard to the point of annoying. It's like you're trying to make fetch a thing, and fetch isn't a thing, right? Like, take it easy there, friends. Let's make sure we use things appropriately. Great example of this where I think folks have pivoted too hard on this. The Azure portal replaced their cost management screen with a text box. It was a table with a list of, here's all the services you're paying for and how much they cost. It's now an AI text box. Ask the AI what you'd like to know about your fees. No, show me the stupid table. Why'd you take away the table? That's what I want to know. I clicked into this thing to see my costs. Why are you showing me a text box? Show me the table, and then let me ask questions about the table. That sounds like a good integration. But it feels like here's somewhere where somebody over pivoted and said, we need to make this all AI. What I want to know when I look at my subscription and cost management is probably at first glance in that table. Then when I want to dig deeper, let me do the AI interactions. So I very much feel this. Let me continue reading what you have there. I'm assuming it's 7th Group. First time chatter. Thank you for joining us. Let me continue here. They're making it no secret that they want engineers to generate the majority of their code via AI. They're writing job descriptions for prompt engineers. Curious to know my opinions on this. 7th Group has been an engineer for 12 years, and while I use AI to make me more efficient, I'm not ready to give myself over to it completely. I'm certainly never going to allow myself to be known as a prompt engineer. It's insulting, frankly. So I think I feel you. Totally understand. Here's the thing, and here's right the promise and the confusion that the non-technical folks, the pointy-haired executives, the muggles are running into. They think that they can just ask an AI to go and generate a thing, and it generates all of the thing. The level of specificity that you start to need in writing prompts then turns into another programming language. If you ask the AI, generate a blog framework using React with a .NET API backend that has a Bootstrap CSS feel and look and uses cores to ensure connections only coming into the API from so-and-so with this type of authentication and that, you're going to miss something and you're going to need to discuss further. Ads just kicked in for the next 2 minutes if you're watching on Twitch. you're going to end up running into a place where your prompt is as much of a programming language as C#, JavaScript, TypeScript, Java, Go, Rust, what have you. But it's going to be less specific towards what you actually want delivered out of it than the real programming language. I'm going to hold off answering more of that question until we're through the ads here. Another minute 20. Harish asks, where can I find the conference videos? They're on the YouTube channel. .NET Conf is in November. This is a focus event. It's a one-day event. Unesco, thank you so much for the link. Burger B, hello to you. 6 weeks of Frantic Fritz. I think that's something you enjoy watching, isn't it? So we will, and yes, the St. Jude logo will be making many appearances on stream. We'll have milestones for colorful beards, for farmyard animals, all kinds of crazy stuff that you know we have here on this channel. 40-some seconds left. Eric says AI is a tool, not a magic silver bullet. Remember, it can be authoritatively wrong. Totally agree. And we can talk more about that in a minute here. I want to make sure that we get through this. 20 seconds. You've been playing with Copilot Agent this weekend. At first sight, the results seem nice, but when you dig into the code, you can see flaws. Yes. And hallucinations. Yes. We'll talk about that. And this is one of the first questions that folks ask. And Unesco, it's absolutely the right question to ask. Well, what models are you using? Then it becomes a question of, well, which model is the right one to use now? Copilot 4.1, Claude 3.7, and the models are being updated and rolled out quickly. Let me finish answering the question. Now that we're through the ads, let me finish answering the question from 7th Group there. 7th Group, I'm assuming you're still here. So I was saying that folks request, and you end up turning a prompt into its own programming language, and it's non-deterministic of what it's actually going to build. Fantastic. Great to see that you're still here. Appreciate you hanging through the ads. So where I find the AI tools to be helpful is generating boilerplate code that solves a certain problem. The idea of vibe coding and generating an entire system is not entirely realistic. There's opportunities there where you can do some vibe coding, right? The idea of you're only talking to AI and it generates the code for you. The idea of getting it to do that for a screen or two, starting up an application, is pretty good. Pretty good. Once you start getting into sophisticated, complex applications that have sophisticated architecture and business rules, the AI starts to run into challenges. If you give it frameworks and prompts that set up, system prompts that set up definitions of what that system architecture is, so that you can better request it to generate a business rule to add something, it'll do better at it. However, as some folks are saying here, you don't want to trust it 100%. You want to have a developer, a subject matter expert, a technical person review and ensure that it meets all of your needs and standards. I stand by my belief that we're pivoting, just as TypeScript compiles to JavaScript, or CoffeeScript compiles to JavaScript, right? We remember those pseudo language, right? Those languages that compile to other languages. I see AI prompts for tools like GitHub Copilot and Cursor and what have you out there, compiling to other languages that may or may not do everything that you want because it's non-deterministic. It's frustrating for developers that have been around for a very long time that we were locked on that you write code this way and it does this thing. And as many times as you rerun that code, it always does the same thing. It's not the way it works with AI. And that's going to really frustrate the business people who are trying to use AI as a replacement for a developer. Great example I can share with you. You've seen how I've been working on this map tool on stream. If you haven't, I have a map that's part of a next generation chatbot that when you mention your location in chat, it will output, here's your location from the chatbot, and plot that location on a map. I set up the AI to, and specified, always return latitude and longitude in this format. Hey, Chris Jones, thank you so
Chris
much.
Jones just
71
subscribed
months.
for 71 months.
Even though I explicitly said always return in this format, positive, negative numbers don't include north, south, east, and west directions, but positive, negative numbers separated by commas, it wouldn't stick to that format. So I literally updated my prompt because I was frustrated, I was mad. I'd literally been tweaking this for hours and kept getting, it would answer in the right format the first 2, 3, 4 times, and then it would change format and output in some other format on the 5th or 6th time. I don't know why. I couldn't figure it out. So I added a sentence to the end of it, literally playing with it out of anger. I wrote, if you don't put this in the right format, you will make me very angry. I threatened the AI. Not that I would do something, but you will make me very angry if it is not in the correct format. Every time I got the right format after that. That's weird. AI is not, there is no thinking, there is no personality, there's no persona there. It is literally a text calculator. But by telling the AI it would make me angry if it wasn't in the right format, it worked better. That's weird. But that's what happened. So I agree with you, 7th group, about folks are over pivoting on it. It's a great tool. Don't consider prompt engineers. Prompt engineer is going to get you so far. Your prompts are going to end up being so long that they're going to look like code. I was doing some work collaborating with a colleague yesterday, and he showed me, he took his prompt, which was 4 to 6 lines of code inside, hard-coded inside of a C# file, put it out as a text file because it turned into a 1.5 pages of prompt directions. And he wanted to be able to update that frequently without changing the code. So we just put it in a text file and let that text file get ingested, and that's the prompt that would be run. It's growing here. This is a discipline that we're learning about in a much, much less sophisticated way than SQL and database interactions. Continuing here. Do these build events take place in May? Yes, they do. Build is usually in May. Surly Dev. Oh, Surly Dev. Have we got to talk to you? Hello, hello. So they're holding a .NET Conf event and they didn't update. No, Locarno, it's Focus. The main .NET Conf event is in November. And we will be doing full 3 days in November with the launch of .NET 10. This is a Focus event. All right, let me catch up here. Thindall is here. Hello, hello. Eventually, the programming language will become obsolete. No, disagree. Don't think we're going to get that far. Small changes, code review them as you commit them. Yes. Yep. One thing you don't get with LLM, it's not a pure ML model. It has to be a random factor in there somewhere. It's very random. And it doesn't give you the same answer all the time. Facts. Good afternoon, Chris Jones. Thank you so much for the resub. Vibe coder. Agent mode in Visual Studio Code is a game changer for voice coding. Yes, Marcus. Where'd it go? Up here somewhere. Yes, it absolutely is. And we're going to do that as part of our St. Jude month. Yep. On YouTube, Pulse's Digital asks, what do I see as the future for .NET Aspire? The future that I see is it is a fantastic framework that most folks should start building their application systems with, because it adds in that metadata, that cross-cutting code that you don't enjoy building. I don't know of anybody who says, I enjoy building tracing code. I enjoy building distributed logging code. It is my favorite thing to do in the world to set up the connection strings and manage them between the various services in my application. I don't know anybody who has a passion for that. But .NET Aspire does that for you by default out of the box and works with many different programming languages. So I see .NET Aspire becoming more of the boilerplate template that folks are going to use for their applications going forward. And the capabilities that are coming to .NET Aspire, the things that I've seen, there's going to be announcements about .NET Aspire at Microsoft Build. Of course, there's going to be announcements about .NET products at Microsoft Build. But there will be announcements about .NET Aspire that you're going to see and go, holy smokes, that's really cool. All right? Can't talk too much about it, but there's some really cool stuff. Seventh group coming around here says, fully agree, I've seen AI spit out confidently wrong answers. Yeah, right? We currently have a team of people writing a React app who have no React experience, so everything they write is copy-paste from AI. They have no real idea of what they're looking at, so when a bug pops up, it's back to micro-prompting. Right. And then your AI service bills go up because you're using many, many, many more tokens. Oakleus, hello. Space Shot says, I've had a lot of success with AI assistants, but it's always been a case where I sort of knew where I was looking for. Yep. You made it run the query 3 times and check if the results were in agreement. You saw an article the other day by Sam Altman that said about 70% of people are polite with AI and say please and thank you. Yeah. And then it costs tens of thousands of dollars for them to process that politeness. Right. So here's the thing. When you use AI, the amount of energy that you're using to generate that code is literally burning down trees. Literally. Am I planning to work on Sharp site today? Not today. Because I do have to jump over to the .NET Conf Focus event, and I need to do that shortly here. I have a bag I need to open as well. So we're going to get into that on Thursday, Mythin. Because .NET Conf Focus event is today and tomorrow. Yeah, the AI will confidently tell you that something you wrote that works is wrong. There's my notice. So the Copilot instructions markdown is helpful, but it's not going to solve everything for you. You're welcome, 7th group. It did arrive, Surly Dev. Yes. Custom instructions. Very good stuff there. Dukasoft. Hello. Aspirify.net. Yeah, you're going to find stuff there. There was a suggestion to add a running changelog to Aspirify.net that will show you what's been changing for .NET Aspire. I'm thinking about adding that. You can influence LLMs by setting a seed parameter. Yes, it's not perfect, but yes. Vibe coding to do 2 or more projects at once. That's cool. Hey, Smirking Squiggly, hello. Downside to being confident when it hallucinates. Yeah, it's weird. You like using AI to write tickets. You mean like trouble tickets, like issue reports? Yes. Commit messages. I've been doing that in VS Code. I like that. Hit the little, there's a little Copilot button next to the commit message in VS Code. It's pretty good at the commit messages that it generates. Pretty good at those. So, I wandered over to the P.O. box. I have a P.O. box. Did you know this? You can send me stuff. There is a link if you're on Twitch. It's in the About panel just below on the channel. And you are more than welcome to send me stickers, hats, whatever it is that you're interested in sending me. But this arrived from Surly Dev. Hello, Sharer.
Schedule just resubscribed for 11 months.
11 months. Thank you so much. Right, Surly Dev, you still there? I want to make sure I haven't seen a message from them in a little bit here. I was told to make sure that I open this on stream. Still here? Okay. So I'm gonna show this. Okay, it should know this hat. That's the AI checking it out. Back to the full name. Sorry, Surly, Mr. Surly, Captain Surly. There you go. So I received this. It was inside of another package. Saw this, thought of you, had to get you one for the memes. Please open on stream. It's safe for stream, I promise.
Blazer Mr. Magoo just resubscribed for 81 months.
81 months.
AI made me do it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Magoo. Appreciate it. Hello, hello. So, I've been told to wait to open this on stream. I'll open this, and then I need to run for the .NET Conf Focus event. What did you do? There is so much tape on this. So I'm just going to rip right next to the tape on the back here. I will say it looks hat shapish. Hat shapish? Yeah, I think that's a word. What is this? And there's a piece of paper, there's a note. Let's see here. Hi Jeff hat stand. I was at an aviation fair in February and saw this cap on a shelf, and even though it is aviation themed, a big jet by Falcon Aviation, I had to buy a couple for the memes. I hope you like it. Kind regards, Surly. You do wrap things well. There you go. So, all right, here we go. Oh, the memes. Oh, you are so right. So I'm going to show the back first, because if you just show the front, you're going to look at the back and go, I don't get it. So, right, so this is a hat, a Falcon, nice plane there, but the front is going to be the memes. Are you ready? Ready, chat room? Marcus with 33 months, thank you so much.
Marcus Voice Coder just resubscribed for 33 months, subbed by Voice.
That's very cool. Oh, Marcus, love it. Thank you so much for the subscription. So here's where the memes are going to be. Look at this. I'm a 10x developer. Oh my gosh. You're so spot on there, Surly. Oh my gosh. A 10x coder. I'm going to have to wear this to build. Yeah, look, we got to try the hat command and see if we can get it. We've got 11 more seconds on the hat command, and then we can try it again.
Oh,
the
just
memes.
Resubscribed for 16 months. I had to get you one for the memes.
Oh, absolutely.
Jeff is a 10x developer.
Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. That is very, very kind, yes. So, there, no. Oh, it's gonna make me wait 3 minutes. Catching up here, yes. Hey, Florian. We're doing quite well here in the States. I must wear it. Does the hat make me a 10x developer? It does now. So, yeah, I changed the hat. I don't have a way to reset the hat command. Like, I could restart the bot. I could just restart the bot.
Oh my.
I know. That was awfully loud. Does it 10x the pay? Unfortunately not. Here, let's see if we can do that real quick. Just 10x all the things. Yes, I know the WebSocket was disconnected. All right, so we're gonna restart. Here comes the bot. And then I need to restart the OBS proxy because this comes in 2 parts, and I'm going to fix that. There we go. Let's see what it says for this one. Thank you, Thindoll, jumping in there. Here we go. Sleek black baseball style hat featuring bold text 10x. This hat is a curved brim, white accent. A hat that embodies ambition and exponential growth. Perfect for those aiming to achieve greatness. Facts. Oh, very cool. Thank you so much, Surly. Yeah, that's a great hat. Absolutely. So, I do need to wrap things up. I'm producing and hosting in part. You just put yours on. There you go. Hat twinsies. There you go. And I'm producing and hosting .NET Conf Focus on Modernization today. So we're going to be talking about, there's the link to the site. We're going to be talking about modernizing your .NET applications, getting them ready, getting them from older versions of .NET to the latest and greatest stuff, and what you can do once you get to that point. Take advantage of some of the great Azure features, AI features, get into some of the new database capabilities that are available to you once you're on .NET 9, right? Talk about some of the very cool things you can do with Aspire, orchestrating, putting your application in containers, and so on and so forth. We're going to modernize. No, not .NET to .NET, but .NET. That made sense in my head, but trust me on this. So, all right, I do need to run. I do need to get things rolling over here. So let me set you up. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk, right? You can get into Blazor when you modernize out of old versions of ASP.NET. Let me take a look who I can get you connected to. You know what? I got to go over to the Captain Coder. We haven't raided them in a long time. Here comes the raid command, and we're going to raid the Captain Coder. If you're watching on Twitch, you'll find the .NET Conf event in about an hour over on the Visual Studio channel. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be on the .NET channel on YouTube. You'll be able to find both when you go to focus.netconf.net. All right? We'll be hosting. We're going to be kicking things off with a session from our friend Scott Hanselman. You might know that guy. Who's going to be talking about upgrading some older applications that he's built to the latest versions of .NET, what his experience is, and moving that forward. All right? Hey, Scott! Yeah, him. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate the well wishes here, Pulses. I will see you in about an hour over on .NET Conf. But until then, have a great time with our friend Captain Coder on Twitch, and I will see you at .NET Conf. I'll be back on Thursday coding more on SharpSide, all right? Have a fantastic rest of your day. Wherever you are, I wish you good health and good coding. Take care.